All right, guys. So the other day I received a phone call from my good friend Andrell Harris, who was featured on my channel before. In fact, I had her on my podcast. I'll be sure to link that up at the top. But she's another local real estate investor here in my market. And she had a deal that she wanted to wholesale over to me. Now, this is a subject to deal. And today she followed up with me to provide me with more information on the deal. So she provided the seller's phone number and the property address, and I'm going to go ahead and give the seller a call. Now, the reason for this video is because I thought it'd be a good idea to kind of take you along the process with me to see if this is going to be a deal or not. Whether it's a deal or not, at least you'll be able to learn something from it. Hopefully it is a deal. So let's go ahead and give the seller a phone call.
Hello?
Hey, Akeem.
Speaking.
Hey, this is Jamel. How you doing today?
Oh, I'm good, brother. How are you?
Good. I got your phone number from Andrell. She asked me to give you a call about the property.
Okay.
Awesome, man.
I'll be expecting you. Yeah.
Cool. Would you mind telling me a little bit about the house?
So the house was built in 1962 or 3.
Okay.
I live in a cul-de-sac off of the roof is probably like 5-6 years old. I just got the crawl space redone. I spent about $8,000 in that. It was pretty bad under there, so I got that redone, new plastic. There's even a mildew compression system which regulates the temperature down in there, so it doesn't get any kind of hot or too cold or creates bacteria or mold or whatnot. And that's like a $2,000-$3,000 expense. So it's a 3-bedroom, 1 full bath. That particular house I have is unlike the other houses in the neighborhood, or at least on that block. It has an additional den built on back in I guess in the 60s or 70s when the first owner. And he built a sunroom as well. And there's maybe like a 15 by 20 walk-in shed outside, work shed.
Okay.
So and I have like a 1/4 acre in my backyard. So it's a huge property. I already got it looked at. I didn't get a full appraisal, but I know I have a friend who was an appraiser, and he came through and gave me one off the books. And he said your house currently is valued at like maybe 200 to 220 right now due to inflation in the housing market.
Okay.
But like I said, I'm currently in foreclosure. You can come through and look at it. As far as what needs to be worked on, my back porch is shot. I was planning on tearing that apart. That has to be redone. Is probably almost in a hazard condition. So that needs to be done before anyone will move in. The sunroom addition, I was fixing to put down laminate back there and trying to make that into a room because it doesn't have heat or cold access. So technically it's not a fixture add-on to the house. But I already got it appraised. So basically it's just an outdoor addition. So I can't get a room add-on value. But you do a house, you know how to fix that. That's easy. What else needs to be done? It has original hardwood floors except for the den addition because that was added on later. But the rest of the house has original hardwood floors, and I started to try to refurbish those, but I didn't get to it due to a lot of circumstantial things about my life. The reason why my house is in a foreclosure, even though I'm in a better path right now, if I had this energy a year ago, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But that's the past, and only move forward. So carpets in the rest of the house, except for the hallway and the foyer walk-in area. Basically called a living room area, but that's really more of a foyer. The bathroom is like 5, maybe like I say 7 to 8 years old.
Okay.
It's fairly new, so that's in good condition. The kitchen is really outdated. It needs to be redone. I would say that was one of my big projects I was going to work on. So that's that, and yes, that's pretty much it.
Cool. So cosmetically, mechanically rather, I know you said the roof was done about 5 years ago. You said that the crawl space is in good shape.
The crawl space is 2 years old.
2 years old, right?
Yeah, the crawl space is brand new.
Heating and air. How old is that unit? Do you know?
The heating and air unit is probably maybe around 8 years old, eight or
Okay.
9.
Okay.
From what I heard when I first bought it, I bought the house 4 years ago, so they said it was 4 to 5 years old.
Okay.
So that's fairly new. Only thing I didn't like about it is that it's gas for the heat, electric for the air AC.
Got it.
Which sucked. Which why I had an issue with the whole solar thing. I tried to cancel, but that's here and there. That whole company sucks. Yeah, as far as mechanical issues, brother, there's no mechanical issues in my house.
Electric is good and everything.
Electric is good. I even got the panels replaced in my my circuit board.
Perfect.
Yeah, I got that replaced 3 years ago, so that's brand new. So we got all new circuit board.
So it sounds like it's all cosmetic stuff then.
It's all cosmetic, man. So I'm talking about, man. I think tearing that porch down and maybe building a porch, a small porch or couple steps. And yeah, man, it's probably 15,000 max, maybe 20 if you want to do it right, in cosmetics. It's not like it's a huge project.
Got it.
And maybe doing a driveway needs to be maybe redone.
Okay.
So it's not, so it's not that much, and there's a lot of value in the house. So
let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
And this is from my knowledge, 'cause I heard you mention a solar panel. Do you have like did you take out financing from the solar company at all? Because I know how that can cause issues with selling the house.
Yeah, so I did it the first time around. I did sign a contract, but we X'd that contract out because we did another contract.
Okay.
Because I wanted to revise it. And when I revised the contract, I never signed anything after the second contract.
Okay.
So the only thing I did was sign the 3-day cancellation.
Okay.
And I did sign that and got that stamp by the post office. So
okay, good.
It was like an official stamp.
So we don't have, there wouldn't be any issues with the solar. Did you get the solar panel installed? The reason I'm asking, I know when it comes to these solar panel companies, what they do is they'll slap a mechanics lien on your house just to make sure that they get paid, and it basically hurts the sale when you go to sell the property. So I guess my question is, do you have any issues with that, or did they ever install these solar panels on the roof?
No, so nothing got installed. I haven't heard from them since the whole situation. We were supposed to have arbitration meeting back in 2020, like late 2022.
So you had an issue with them before?
Yes, yeah,
okay.
we did have an issue. You know what I'm saying? So we had an arbitration to figure out how to handle this issue, because I had my contract and I had a 3-day written cancel.
Okay.
So I was trying to go down there, but my father was passed away.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear about that.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that was a big issue. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that's why I couldn't go down there at that time.
Okay.
And then it faded off. They never got back in contact with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I just left it alone, because dealing with that depression and all this, I kind of lost sight of my way.
Yeah.
And that was out of sight, out of mind. And now that I'm reawakened and I'm doing the right thing, I'm not doing any drugs or drinking of that nature, and I'm fully clean, I'm able to process information. Even you can tell by my conversation, I'm articulate. Yeah, so now I'm like, it hit me when I was going through the whole process. Like, man, I remember them talking about trying to put a lien on my house. Let me call and see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I called the bank. The bank said there's nothing that they can do about it. They don't see any lien, because they don't deal with liens. So I got a lawyer involved, talked to the lawyer, gave him some good advice, went down to the Register of Deeds. Register of Deeds didn't have anything on it. And the lawyer told me, look, if they put out a lien on you and you had a contract with the loan company, either the lien or the loan should be on your credit report.
Yeah, it's going to be dismissed anyway if they didn't install, you didn't receive the product. Then that's going to be an easy case to win. So we could definitely work on that if it's an issue.
So that's a closed shut case, because nothing got installed. There's no products delivered, nothing on that case.
Yeah. So
I never had no payments planned, or nothing came in the mail. So
okay, yeah. Good. So I'll work on that with you for sure. How much do you owe on the property?
I looked at my credit report. It says 92. I talked to my bank. They said 96, or I believe 96 or 98. But I don't know if that's an interest amount they added on the top. I'm gonna call them again today.
Okay.
And because on my credit report, on on both the Equifax, and I believe TransUnion said 92,000 or what I owe on that property is.
Now, just judging by, you said you spoke to an appraiser. Let's say it's worth 200,000. I'm gonna pull up my own comps as well just to make sure. But let's say it's worth 200,000. Obviously, I'm in a business of making money, so I would have to.
I understand.
So let me ask you this, man.
Yes, sir.
What were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
No, you go for it. I wasn't saying that. I was agreeing with you.
No, so I guess I know you owe 96 on it. I'm looking at an estimated repair. What's the square footage of the house again?
Square footage is like 1152, I believe.
1152. Okay, so give and take, I'm probably gonna have to put 25 grand into the house. You mentioned the driveway and a couple of other things, so let's just call it 25 grand, right?
All right.
At 200,000, I'd like to be somewhere in a neighborhood of, and this is me taking away, potential realtor commissions that when I sell it, potential holding costs, all of the costs, a little bit of a profit. I'm not looking to kill you on a profit at all.
But you got it. You're doing work. So, and you're helping me out. So I get it, brother. Yeah.
Let me ask you this before I even bring this up. Are you willing to allow me to take over your payments?
Subject to?
Yes.
But how would that work in far as me making any money off of that?
Yeah. So let me ask you this: what's your monthly payment?
My monthly payment is around $855 right now.
$855, and that's taxes and insurance included.
Yes, that's escrow. That's the whole.
Okay. I mean, if I can make this work, if I can get a true valuation, how much money would you say you need in order to allow me to take over your monthly?
Let's go back to the first one, and then we'll go back to the second one. I mean, how much would you think out of let's say 200,000, and let's just call it 100,000 for the house, and we'll say 200,000. Me and you are playing with as far as breaking.
If it's a cash deal, you're saying? If it's a
cash deal.
If it's a cash deal, I mean, what's the least you'll be willing to take for it?
I mean, I'm trying to figure out where
I get it, man.
Yeah,
I get it.
We both play the same game.
Yeah, let me ask you this, man. Will you take close to what you owe on it?
What, 92?
Yeah.
I don't think I would. What you mean, like me get 92,000 from this? I don't think I would get something like that. I would say, like, man, look, if I can walk away with 50, I'm beyond exuberantly happy. 30 to 40, bro. I'm like, okay, we solid, bro. You can play with the rest, man. Like, do what you want to do with it.
So that means I would be somewhere in the ballpark of about 120 then, right? I'm just saying, if you get 30, let's just say, and you owe 95, I'm just throwing a number out there, that's somewhere in the ballpark around 125 for the purchase price.
125, 130, yeah. So
okay.
if I would sell the house right now for 130 to 140, if I get 40 off the house, bro, you know what I'm saying? You will help me out in more ways. You just bless the man, and God gonna take care of you. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
Like that, yeah, facts. You know what I'm saying?
So
I done put already about 30 into that, about 25, 30 into the house already, bro.
I got you.
Like that's easy, from repairs, doing the floors. You know what I'm saying? Not the floors, but the crawl space.
Okay.
Things of that nature. You know what I mean? So, and all the interest that I had to pay up front. Damn, houses, man, they get you, bro.
Oh yeah, trust me, I understand, man. What I'm doing, I'm running some comps on a property right now. What's the exact property address?
I'm sure you're in the game. Like, I'm still.
I'm gonna be real with you, man. I'm gonna keep it real with you 100%. I definitely want to take care of you. I'm not trying to get over it by any means. I'm gonna tell you what my numbers are, and if we can come up with something, that'll be great. I'm looking at the comparable sales. So not a lot of comps. Let me remove some things. Hold on a sec. I'm looking within a quarter of a mile radius. All right, not a lot of house valuations. Let me look within. Okay, here we go. Open it up.
I say there are two. They built two brand new houses right up the street from you on Florida Street.
Perfect.
You know what I'm saying? And I value them. I called. They said they're going for 225.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're a true story, but they had no yardage.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
So
looking at that. Go ahead.
So naturally, we can't compare, you know, a 1962 house to a brand new house, right? I'm sure we
Absolutely.
right.
Yeah,
So
I get that.
I'm looking at some comps here. I know 2512 Rose Street sold for 175. Was it comparable to yours? It is, but I'm not sure, you know, what the condition of it is. You know, just looking at it. So let's call it. Let's say 185. You know, let's add 10,000 on it. So at 185, let me just run my numbers. 185,000. Hold on a second. You know, at 185, I can come in. You know, again, let's just say $25,000 in work.
Okay.
My cash price allows me to pay about 104,500 for it, and that's kind of what I was asking you. You know,
with the subject to?
No, that will be cash. So as far as subject to, I can probably meet you at around that 125 number if we can make that work.
Because all right, so because Andre was telling me, because I just learned subject to through her.
Mm-hmm.
I think I heard it on YouTube. Is where it allows you to take over payments, which gives you more money to play with. You're playing with more of the value or equity of the house.
Right.
And that's,
you know what
I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's exactly what it does. Again, you know, even on a subject to deal, you know, all right, so put it this way, man. If there aren't any liens on the property, no liens at all, if we're still looking at the evaluation of what the house is worth. So again, let me rework my numbers for you. Let's call it 185.
All right.
And let's just take off the top, being able to resell it later on. That's 10%, right? And then we'll take away the, so it's 10%. So that's 18.5 right there. So minus 18.5. And then let's take away the amount of work that the property needs. Let's call it 25,000.
Okay.
Right? That leaves me at 140. And that's not including, you know, any breathing room for interest payments or anything like that. So, I mean, look, if we can come, my range right now, if we can do this subject to, is going to be right around 125, maybe 135, somewhere in that pocket. That's my safety net right there. If we can make that happen, which it sounds like we can, then I'm all for it.
Okay. And that'll put. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You keep going. Keep going.
What we gonna ask me?
Oh, I said if it puts you at that 125 to 130 at the subject to, that's coming off the 96. So I'm basically looking at 96 to 125 to 130.
Yeah.
That'll be my cash value.
That'll be your cash value. Yes.
Okay. Word.
So if that's something that you are capable of doing,
that's perfect, man. Because I mean, dog, like so my goal is I'm leaving. I'm going to Connecticut, man, and I'm taking some classes on photography and videography. I'm making a documentary.
Okay.
I'm traveling the world, so I need this cash right here will help me do my travels to make this documentary to travel the world. I'm going to Nigeria, Okinawa, Japan, Costa Rica with the Nagoya, Costa Rica, Phoenix, Arizona, different places like that. It's going to be a holistic spiritual fasting journey for your mind, body, and spirit, and a travel vlog as well because I'm going to places. So obviously I'm going to be taking what's going down. So that money is going to help supply this venture. So that's why it's very valuable for me. You know what I'm saying? And very appreciative as well. So, yeah, man, like that. If you can rock with that, bro, I'm all the way in the game.
Cool. And if we can make that happen, just so you know, man, I may be able to do this without going subject to. But again, that really depends on the property condition. You know what I mean? So, you know, you owe 96. I'm trying to get you as much cash as possible. Typically on something like this, you know, again, I'd be all in at about 130, you know, to 140, but that's.
But you need some breathing room. No, I get what you're saying.
But that's also adding in the amount of work. So that's like total. You know what I mean? So by me doing this, I'm kind of, I'm really trying to look out and do you a favor. So if we can make that happen, what I'll do is I'll send over the agreement. We can, I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. It's going to be a simple agreement. We'll get the process started. And then from there, I'm going to go ahead and, get this thing closed out for you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm all the way in it, brother. Let's rock with it.
Sounds good, man. All right, so give me your email address so I can send over the agreement. All right, I got it, man. I'm going to send this over to you shortly, and we'll make this work, okay?
All right, so I'm basically just signing. We on the move then.
That's it, bro. All right, man. Let's do it. I'll talk to you later.
All right, Jamel, it was a pleasure, brother.
Likewise. Peace.
Peace, love.
All right, so I spoke to the property seller, as you can see. I honestly did him a favor because he's willing to do subject to. So I paid a little bit more for the property than I should have. If I would have paid cash, it would have been right around 104. I came up to about 75, 80 cents on a dollar on the property. I'm not trying to steal a property from him. I never try to steal a property from anybody, but I don't have to take out financing on this property either. So what I do is I'll pass off the profit to him. I don't have to make every single dollar on the house. As long as he's happy, which, in this case, he really is, then I'm happy as well. And I still, even at 130, which is what we agreed to, I'm going to be able to have $55,000 based on the numbers that I just ran, $55,000 in equity. So I can technically refinance this house even at 75 cents on a dollar, give and take, right? 75 cents on a dollar and cash out this property as well. Which, that's why I said there's another route that I can actually go versus subject to, just to be able to, if I don't want to come out of my pocket, I can just pull out a new loan on this particular deal, cash him out and clean up the property and call it a day. So I haven't seen the house. I got to go out and see it. Maybe I'll shoot a video of me doing that. If you guys want to see that video, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, but also leave a comment in the comment section and let me know if you want to see that particular property. This is deal number 3 for this week, which I'm excited about. A couple of my clients just got some deals as well. Always doing deals, always doing business, always trying our best to make money because we're active, we're doing what we say we're doing, and we're helping people along the way. I really appreciate you guys supporting this channel. Again, be sure to subscribe. If you're not, click that notification bell because out of close to 140,000 subscribers as of the recording of this particular video, only about 10 to 13% of you guys are receiving notifications. So you don't necessarily get my videos when they come out. So make sure that you click that notification. But let me know your thoughts on this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.